Hello, Imaginers. Thank you for tuning in live. Please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. I want to make sure everything's coming through okay. My name is Scott Wyden-Kivowitz, and I am the Content and Community Manager here at Imagen. If we haven't met before, it's nice to meet you now. Little bit of note before we dive in. Of course, if you are watching from Facebook, please know that we are using Restream to power the stream. So before leaving a comment, please grant Restream permission. Here is the link to do so. Please grant Restream permission in order for us to see your name in the comments. You only have to do it once, and you never have to do it again. So please go ahead and do that, and that way I can see your name when you leave a comment, if you leave a comment, if you ask a question, and so on. With that said, we would love to know where you are tuning in from, where you're watching from. We know we have Imaginers all over the world, and so we want to know where you're watching from, because that is also always fun. And also, if you are feeling so inclined, please post in the Imagen community photos from your latest job that you've done, edited with Imagen, and if it was with a Talent AI profile, let us know which it was. I will bring it up on screen if you share your photos in the community. I will leave that up, or you can just comment and say I just posted in the community, and I will go ahead and check that. I do have a bunch to share today. I've got a bunch of pre-submitted questions. I'm really excited to get all those in. I see some comments coming in. So we've got Art of Photography watching from India. Destry from Pensacola. Nice. We got Raymond from New York. Fantastic. Thank you all for tuning in. That's really really awesome that you guys are watching from all over the world. That's so good. So good. Okay, so, oh, we got more. Bjorn, hello. Hi, Bjorn. I feel like I've seen you commenting before, so I appreciate you watching again. Tuning in from Germany. Fantastic. Now, if you are brand new to Imagen, welcome. We are so glad that you are here with us. And if you have any questions or demo requests for us during the live stream, please comment and ask. That is what this is all about. Of course, if you're watching the replay or if a friend shared this with you, whatever, I'm so happy you're here as well. It's a bummer you couldn't comment live. You'll know that you're watching a replay because it will say I was live instead of I am live. Mark from Las Vegas, welcome, welcome. So glad that you're here as well. Please keep the comments going. Please get in your questions. I will be able to star any questions to get back to later on. So please get those in. I'm going to start with some news because I know that's what a lot of people want to know what is going on. So I'm going to start with some news. And the news I have to share today is that we have some updates coming out. I mentioned this last week when I was live streaming with 37 Frames with Tracy and Dee. I shared some news that we've got some new updates coming out, and in the new projects, under projects and create a new project, you'll now get a price estimate. Whenever before you even go and upload and submit your projects for editing, you'll have a price estimate right then and there. That price could go down. It's not likely to go up, but it could go down depending on if you've got duplicates or anything like that. But yeah, the price estimation is there. We're also moving to a one-time password login system. This is something that a lot of countries are requiring now. So we are moving to the system where instead of having a username and a password, you will have a username, which is your email address, and then you'll get a password that expires after 15 minutes, and that's how you will log in to the Imagen app. Yeah, and then you don't have to ever do that again unless you log out of the app, but there you go. That's coming. And that's rolling out slowly to everybody. Some other news that, again, I've shared previously, we have an improved algorithm, which is now delivering an extremely higher rate of accuracy and consistency. That's fantastic. So you should be seeing that across the board. And we are now editing photos at a faster rate. Our incredible AI team has brought the editing time down to 0.33 seconds a photo. That's about 150, or that is 150 photos a minute, or 1,500 photos in 10 minutes. So we brought it down big time. We are also working to reduce the number of edits needed to create a profile. More on that to be shared once it's all finalized and but that's really exciting that to be coming down the pipeline. Lots of big changes that which is really great. A lot of these changes you don't need an app update for because it just happens on our servers, which is amazing. We are the only AI photo editing app with talent AI profiles, which makes onboarding extremely easy for photographers of any experience level. We have a new black and white talent AI profile coming very, very, very soon. And also our first JPEG talent AI profiles also coming soon, both in color and black and white. So that is fantastic news for everybody. So that's not now, that is soon, but I'm very excited about it. And I also shared last week that local adjustment is on internal testing. It's all underway. We plan to have it available by the end of 2022. And I'm very excited about that as well. And finally, Imagen culling beta testing. It is underway. We have started to release it to select beta testers and will continue over the next few weeks while we work out any kinks. And if I wind up doing a demo today of the Imagen app, you will see the beta on screen with culling. I will not be demoing culling today, but you will see that in the app. So if you're paying attention, then you'll see that. So there's some news. Let's see. Should I show? Comment. Let me know if you want me to show, answer some pre-submitted questions first, or if you want me to show some edits first. I also want to mention that we do have the option now to submit RAW files for me to edit live. Now, nobody has submitted RAW files yet. I have been getting JPEG photos submitted, but I don't want JPEG photos. I want RAW files because the whole purpose of this is for me to edit it with a talent profile for you so you can see what that would look like with your RAW files. And because right now we don't have talent profiles that support JPEG, I cannot demo those live. I will once we have JPEG support in the talent AI profiles. But so yeah, if you would like some RAW files edited with a talent profile, there is a link up on the screen. Right there, where you can go ahead and submit those for me to edit for you. Okay. I guess I'll get to some of the pre-submitted questions first. So Savannah asked a question. She said, I have a quick question in regards to uploading the final edits to fine-tune my profile while using Imagen. Typically, there are a couple hundred photos from each gallery that I end up not wanting to include in my final gallery, and therefore, I don't edit the photos after the AI works on them. Should I just delete the photos before I submit the final edits back to Imagen, or is there another way where I can tell it to not include them? Okay, so here goes a live demo. Okay, so let's say you go to projects. You can see here, I've got one project right here that says upload final edits. This has now been culled, reviewed, edited, and I've now edited the reviews and review the edits, and now I could upload my final edits. Now, if there's photos that I do not want submitted for final edit, for fine tuning, then what I would do is I would rate them as a flag or a color, depending on what, go with something that you don't typically use in your culling. So I use stars in my culling. So I would use color to identify ones I do not want sent for fine tuning. So I go to upload final edits, and then it's going to identify the catalog. Now, Lightroom is updated. I haven't used this catalog since Lightroom updated, so I'm not actually going to do this, but I go to filters, and then I can go ahead and say, don't use the green at all, and then hit upload final edit. And that would filter out, you can see here, some photos not included because of their label. So that would actually filter out photos from being included in the fine-tuning process. So that is what you would do, Savannah, in order to make sure that you're only including ones that you want. And this for creating a profile, this filtering works for setting for edit, and it also works for fine-tuning. So you can utilize that in multiple ways. So that's a fantastic question. Next one. Okay, this is a big one from Liz. I'm using Imagen since the beginning of the year's wedding season and don't want to miss it. But I have a question about the AI and how it learns and improves the edits. Basically, I'm very satisfied with the outcome of the image style and editing, but most of the time they come out a little too bright, or I have to tone it down to get back to, and then get back what I get back from the AI. I then upload my final edit again to tell them, to tell the AI to learn. I do that almost every project. I also add a little adjustment in color grading for more warmth in my images. How long does it take for the AI to learn about the exposure problem and my soft adjustment in the grading tool? So this is the fine-tune process. I've talked about this numerous times in the past. It's a great question. Basically what happens is if you upload 5,000 photos to create your profile, the AI needs a lot of data to be updated. It needs a lot of data for that fine-tuned profile to happen. So basically, if you upload 5,000, then the first time that you see a fine-tuned profile, you need another 5,000 photos. So you need to submit 5,000 final edits for the first fine-tune update. After that, you have to double it. So that means the next time you need 10,000, and then 20,000, and then 40,000, and then 80,000, and so on. Now, again, like I mentioned earlier in the news, we are working to reduce the amount of photos needed to create a profile, which also means that over time, fine-tuning would also need less too. But right now, you need a lot of data, so it's basically doubling every single time. If you know that you've submitted 5,000, then 10,000, or whatever it is, and you believe you got the right number, you can always email support and say, I think I got the right number for a fine-tune push. Can you please go ahead and run that? It hasn't happened already. And we'll do it. We will do it for you. We will, trigger that for you. But yeah, that's the process. So great question there. What else? Okay. Tabitha, I want to create a second profile with some recent tweaks to my normal preset or profile. I have about 3,000 images. Should I wait until I get 5,000 or just start it now and more as I go? So you can always start now. There's no harm in starting now to prepare the profile. You won't be able to actually finalize to create the profile with the button in the app until you have the minimum count. As I mentioned, we are working to reduce the minimum count. Right now it is 5,000. So you can get started now and just wait until you have the appropriate amount, and then you'll be good to go. Great question. Next, James. So he says, how can I see how much my bill will be? So prior to the app update, in the older app design, we did have a chart with all of your bills and stuff in it under my account. With the new app, we did not put that in just yet. We are working on it, so in a future update soon, we will have the My Account area redesigned with that back in it, and a bunch of other new features. So for now, to see what your bill will be, you can go to My Account and see your next charge, but there's no history archive inside of there. So you'll see what's coming up, but you won't see what is historical. Soon, you'll be able to see what's historical as well. And I'm excited for that update to come out very soon, too. All right. Ali, will this work with mobile versions of Lightroom at some point? Now, there's two types of mobile versions of Lightroom. The first is Lightroom, right? Formerly called Lightroom CC, now it's just called Lightroom. Lightroom, what was Lightroom is now Lightroom Classic, what you're using with Imagen. Will we support Lightroom at some point? It's possible. We will have a poll coming out in the community very soon to determine who is using Lightroom or Lightroom CC, who is using Lightroom Mobile. Because if you're using Lightroom, more than likely you're also using Lightroom Mobile. It's basically the same app. I mean, it really is. It just compresses, like shrinks down for a phone size. We do want to know who is using Lightroom CC. And if we find that a lot of the community, a lot of the Imaginers are using Lightroom and not just Lightroom Classic, then of course we will support it. It's just a matter of time, and the demand needs to be there. Until the demand is there for it, it's just going to be Lightroom Classic, and we're also working on Capture One as well. How many questions do I have left? I have 2 more pre-submitted questions. Okay, from Shell. Imagen only works with Lightroom. Classic, right? I edit solely using Adobe Camera Raw via Bridge. So I don't think the software is for me. I thought I would check and see if there are any plans to make it available for Adobe Camera Raw users. And a quick search in the group shows a couple people asked the question last year, so not sure if anything changed since then. So we do have a video. I have it on. I think it's unlisted because it's not a popular thing right now. So it's not. If you go to the community and search for it, you'll find this video there, and I'm happy to share it again. But basically, we support Adobe Camera Raw via Lightroom Classic. Because Adobe Camera Raw and Lightroom Classic both use the same editing structure, and you can turn on XMP support inside of Lightroom Classic. If you go ahead and you edit in Adobe Bridge in Adobe Camera Raw, and then you import your photos into Lightroom Classic with the XMP files there, all your edits will come in as you made into Lightroom Classic, and then you can then send them out to Imagen, have the edits come back, and then what's cool is that if you have XMP support turned on, and then that means that when the edits come in, the edits get written to the XMP via Lightroom Classic, and then if you go and open those up in Bridge, then all your edits that Imagen did for you are there. So it's a workaround, but in theory we do support it because of that. So there, yeah, you can use Adobe Camera Raw. It's not ideal to do it that way, but you can do it that way. Last question, last pre-submitted question from Rahul. Has anyone edited wedding photos, using Imagen from 11 years ago? Asking for a friend. It's an important wedding that he has forgotten to edit. So you can use photos from 11 years ago. The thing is that the Lightroom catalog has to be updated. So actually, as of yesterday, Lightroom Classic 12 came out. So if you were talking about this today, then your photo from your catalog from 11 years ago would have to be opened up. Lightroom will want to upgrade it. And then you need to make sure that the processing versions for each of them also get updated. Let me see if I can demo that real quick, what I mean by the processing versions. I got Lightroom opening right now. Give me 1 second. By the way, if we get a really good question, then somebody can spin to win. So if you have a question, please be sure to comment, and you might be able to spin to win. And I am starring in the comment feed any comments that come in so that I can come back to those once I'm done with everything else. All right, Lightroom is still opening. I apologize. It's taking a little bit. This is Lightroom 12, by the way. Okay. Can I change the processing version? I can't, but I can show you where it would be. Okay, so. All right, so here's my screen. And right up here where it says Original and Smart Preview, under the histogram dropdown, what would happen is if your processing version, or maybe it's here. Hold on a second. It might be here under treatment. Let me find it. Is it here? Man, I can't remember. I gotta find it. I'm pretty sure it's here that it has to update. So I believe it's under here, right next to where it says Original and Smart Preview for me. Over here it would say like processing version out of date, and it's like a one-click thing to update it. And if you highlight all of your photos, you can then do them all in one shot. Now I don't have one that I can actually show you, but that's basically what would happen. Because the processing version means like, you know, the profile that's being used has to be updated and things like that. So pay attention to that if you go ahead to upgrade your catalog from 11 years ago. Make sure you pay attention to that so you can actually utilize it and Imagen. Everything's got to be up to date. Okay. Let me pull up some demos. Hold on. I gotta pull them all up. 1 second. I'm getting there. Getting there. All right. So, you should see this. Perfect. All right. So from Lyron, we've got some photos. What were these edited by? Probably with his own personal AI profile. So these are some photos edited with his personal AI profile, as far as I know, from a recent wedding. Beautiful wedding, beautiful location. Oh, look at that pizza. Look at that location. That is gorgeous. That is absolutely gorgeous. Nice. Let's see what else we got. James Moore shared one. Pull that up. Oh, what is going on here? Hold on 1 second. Things are moving on me. Things are moving on me. Okay. So James said, "Thank you for my life back, Imagen. I can now see the light at the end of the tunnel that I've been in for 3 years. I'm really excited to spend more time with my family for myself." So 3 days, 3 galleries delivered, around 12,000 images photographed in total, culled down and edited to 4,500 in total. Finally, a massive weight is coming off my shoulders. Here's some recent weddings I've done with Imagen. Look how beautiful that is. Is it gorgeous? So good. All right. What's the next one we got? So we got this one from Jose. Another sneak peek delivered using Love and Light by Sarah Edmond. Yes, I love the Love and Light profile. Beautiful. That's a good way to hold the ring, that's for sure. Look at that. That's stunning. Ooh. I'm a big fan of harps. Never played one. Big fan of harps. So pretty. How clean everything is. These are fantastic. Ooh, look at that light. Very nice. All right. Let's see what else we got. I got a bunch of demos. This time, a whole bunch of demos. Of edits, rather. I mean, not demos. Another one from Jack Groves with Love and Light. These are great. Fantastic. Maybe I'll share one more and then I'll save some for next week's, because I have a whole bunch of edits that everybody has submitted. And then I'll check to see if anybody else submitted live while we're going on. But so this is from Martin. Oh, it's a video. This is so good. I love this. All right. That is fantastic. Let me just double check, see if anybody submitted any edits while we're on here. Okay, nothing. Okay, so I see that there is, let me do this. Hold on. Just noting to myself the ones that I've shared so I don't share them again next week. So Bjorn asked a question. Let's see. So Bjorn's sharing that maybe you have an idea about this. The latest version of Lightroom from yesterday, which is version 12, Lightroom Classic, interferes with the Imagen software as I'm not able to get my uploads to upload. You can't get your photos from Lightroom uploaded to Imagen? Is that what you're saying? You can't get them uploaded to Imagen for edit? If that's the case, please open a ticket. I've been testing Lightroom 12 beta for months, and it's not giving me a problem at all. I just tested the Lightroom, the final version that came out yesterday. I tested it this morning with no problem. So if you are having a problem with it, please just, open a support ticket. Just go to support.imagenai.com, and that way the team can check it out for you. But as far as I know, it's been working well. So if you're having a problem, could be something that's, to your machine, or maybe there is something going on. We just got to check. Either way, if there is a problem, we'll get it solved, of course. Any other questions, any demo requests, anything you would like to see? Otherwise, we'll wrap it up. I went through all the pre-submitted questions. I shared some great edits with everybody. But if there's nothing else, then we'll just wrap it up. And nobody's commenting. So with that, thank you all for tuning in. If you have enjoyed this live stream and want to know when the next live stream is coming up, then no, you are invited to be part of the bigger conversation. Just join the Imagen community today. Go to imagenai.com/community. And by joining the community, you get access to exclusive conversations, live events, Q&As with the Imagen founders, and much more. We hope to see you there. Once again, that's imagenai.com/community. We do try to live stream every week, whenever possible. And Destry, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it very, very much. So if you want to pre-submit your questions for next week, if you don't think you can, make it in live, you can go to this link right there. Right there. Gotta get used to the reversal thing. bit.ly.com or bit.ly/ImagenLiveQA. You would just pre-submit your questions. And again, before I forget, if you want to, hold on. There it is. If you want to submit your raw files to see me edit live with a Talent AI profile member, it has to be raw files. You can go to that link as well. So there's two places that you can pre-submit questions, and you can also submit your raw files. We hope to do a lot more with the community soon. A lot of cool stuff in the works, and very excited about it. So with that, I am gonna leave you with a new outro video that I put together for the live streams. And yeah, thank you all. Have a fantastic rest of your week.